The Air Jordan 11 has released in about 30 colorways since 1995. 30 in 30 years. At least 50 more exist that you've never been allowed to buy. Finished shoes, real pairs, documented, photographed, cataloged by the biggest sneaker outlets in the world. Some of them weeks from a release date. And then gone. Into the vault. And it's not just the 11. For some of the most beloved models in the entire line, this is the story of the shoes that almost made it. And by the end, the strange truth about why Jordan brand kills them. The vault is bigger than the catalog. First, understand the scale, because it breaks most people's mental model of how this brand actually works. The Air Jordan 7. The Olympic shoe, the second ring shoe, one of the most loved silhouettes ever made, has released in roughly 25 colorways since 1992. 25, across more than 3 decades. Collectors have documented more than 30 sample pairs that never made production. Read that back. For the 7, the shoes that don't exist outnumber the shoes that do. The 4, 30-plus documented samples that never dropped. The 11, the crown jewel of the entire line, the shoe that sells out every December no matter what. And sneaker historians who track this stuff have said it plainly. There may be as many unreleased Jordan mock-ups as there are produced versions. That's just what is leaked. Nobody outside the building knows what's actually sitting in the archives in Beaverton and the sample rooms of factories overseas. That shoe beat out at least one other finished shoe to get to you. Somewhere in the process, a real pair with real potential got a no, and the pair on your feet got a yes. Nobody ever tells you what the no looked like. The line isn't a catalog, it's a survivor's list. Now, let's meet the ones that lost. The ones that reached the finish line and died. The Air Jordan 11. Georgetown, 2012. This might be the most painful entry in the entire vault, because everything about it was right. Navy and gray on the 11, and not random navy and gray. The colorway was built on real history. North Carolina versus Georgetown, the 1982 National Championship, the game where a freshman named Michael Jordan hit the shot that turned him into Michael Jordan. Before the ban, before the fines, before any of it, that jumper against Georgetown is the true origin point. And the colorway doubled as a nod to Georgetown's own Allen Iverson. So you had the silhouette collectors love most, wearing the colors of the moment that started everything, with a second legend baked in for free. Sample photos surfaced in 2012. The internet lost its mind. Release speculation felt like confirmation. And then, nothing. Silence. The shoe never came. 3 years later, a low-top version dropped in the same palette. And collectors got what the vault always offers instead of the real thing, the echo. Remember that word because it's the pattern of this entire video. When a sample dies, you sometimes get the echo. You never get the shoe? The Air Jordan 3 Pantone 284. 2010. A university blue Air Jordan 3 with white accents. Pure Carolina energy on the silhouette that famously saved the entire brand in 1988. The pairing sells itself. The school that made Jordan on the shoe that kept him. It existed. It was photographed. Collectors could describe every panel of it. It stayed in the vault, and Tar Heel collectors have been in mourning for 15 years. The Nubuck Black Cement 3. 2011. This one has the funniest arc in the vault, because the public got it wrong twice. Before the Black Cement 3 Retro dropped in November 2011, images leaked of a version with a Nubuck upper instead of the classic leather, and collectors panicked that the Grail Retro was being ruined. It wasn't. The regular leather pair released, everyone exhaled. And then the mood flipped completely. The Nubuck sample became fascinating, then coveted, then a grail in its own right. And the few pairs floating around now command serious money. That's a law of the vault. The same shoe, hated as a replacement and loved as a might have been. The Bin, 23 nines. 2010. Jordan Brand's Premium Bin. 23 program was the brand at its most indulgent. Luxury materials on classic silhouettes. 2 of its casualties, a snakeskin, cool gray air. Jordan 9 and an olive premium leather 9. Luxury treatments on a shoe that almost never gets them. Photographed and real. Then the brand pivoted into its remastered era. The whole premium program quietly died, and both 9S died with it. Killed not by their own flaws, but by a strategy change happening 3 levels above them. That happens more than you'd think. Samples don't just die on their own merits. They die when the calendar moves on. The Light Graphite 14, 2011. Before the Barron's 14 existed, a cleaner graphite and black sample leaked and got genuine love from collectors, enough that people assumed it was coming. Jordan Brand released a different Light Graphite 14 instead. The Vault's cruelest trick isn't killing a shoe outright. It's releasing its sibling. The Celebrity Kills. The Vault's most dramatic wing belongs to the collaborations that almost happened. Because these deaths weren't about colorways. They were about power. The Kanye refusal. Before the Yeezy empire, before Adidas, when Kanye West was still Nike's biggest non-athlete signing, he was vocal about one specific wish. He wanted Air Jordan tooling, the actual soles, the actual construction of Jordan models. Nike said no. Flat no. And not even Kanye got to build on it. But samples from that push exist, including one built around Air Jordan 6 tooling, and the origin story attached to that pair is one of the wildest in sneaker history. Because when you look at it, you're not looking at a shoe. If Nike says yes, the Yeezy line and the Jordan line merge in 2009. Kanye maybe never leaves. The Adidas Yeezy empire, the boosts, the billions, the entire reshaping of the industry maybe never happens. Sneaker history splits down a completely different path, all hinging on one meeting where somebody said no. That sample is the most expensive hypothetical in footwear, and it lives in the vault. The OVO Splatter 4, 2018. Drake's OVO partnership with Jordan Brand gave the world the OVO 10S and 12S. Clean, gold-accented, beloved. But the sample that got away was an Air Jordan 4 with a splatter treatment that leaked in 2018 and instantly became the most wanted OVO shoe that didn't exist. It never dropped. And the timing tells the story. This was exactly the era. And when Marcus Jordan, Michael's own son, was later asked what happened to Drake's Jordan deal, the answer was carefully diplomatic. The Splatter 4 wasn't killed by design or demand. A shoe that needed two parties to stay friends longer than they did. The Melo and CP3 5s, 2013. Carmelo Anthony's Knicks-colored Air Jordan 5 and a matching Chris Paul pair leaked with so much momentum that release speculation felt like a formality. Gray market sites were literally selling small sample sizes while everyone waited for the announcement. It never came. Shoes made for one man that almost became shoes for everyone. The door opened a crack. Then it closed. The one-of-ones and the family vault. Then there's the deepest chamber. The pairs that were never even meant to escape. The Air Jordan 5 Wedding, 2006. One pair, made for a Jordan Brand executive's wedding. White with a golden Jumpman and a tag stitched inside that reads, "My fancy March 6th 11. The wedding date. As far as anyone knows, it is a true one-of-one. It will almost certainly never be sold, never be retroed, never be seen outside a handful of photographs. It exists the way a family heirloom exists, which inside a sneaker company might be the most exclusive thing a shoe can be. The Gold 5. A gold Air Jordan 5 sample that legend says may or may not have been made for a Nike employee. And that's the entire confirmed story. May or may not. No name, no date, no paper trail. Honestly, that's the vault in its purest form. It's been passed around sneaker forums for over a decade as half myth, and the uncertainty is exactly why it won't die. The flipped midsole Infrared 6. A retro sample of the most famous Air Jordan 6 colorway ever made, with the midsole color blocking inverted. That's it. That's the whole change. And it's mesmerizing, because it makes the most familiar shoe in the line look subtly, fascinatingly wrong. Never released, endlessly discussed, proof that in the vault, the smallest changes haunt the longest. And then the family vault itself. In 2019, Marcus Jordan, Michael's son, went on camera and casually held up Air Jordan 5 and Air Jordan 16 samples the public had never seen. His exact words, "These are samples. They have not come out. They probably will never come out," said with a shrug. In the same conversation, he talked about playing his father one-on-one, and the vault, to the Jordan family, is just the closet. Sit with that contrast. The family can reach into a vault of finished, unreleased Air Jordans and show them off on a talk show like vacation photos. The vault doesn't even pretend to be fair. Why Jordan Brand says no? So why kill a finished shoe? A pair that survived design, development, sampling, photography, sometimes with a fan base already begging for it before it even had a release date. Some samples die for boring reasons, material costs, production constraints, and it's the answer the brand would give you. But line up everything you've just seen and a sharper pattern appears. The Georgetown 11 died, and a low-top Echo released later. The Nubuck 3 died, and the safe leather version dropped. The premium bin 23.9S died the moment the brand pivoted eras. The OVO 4 died when a relationship did. Look at what survives and what doesn't. A sample lives if it serves the story Jordan Brand is telling that year, and dies if it doesn't. Not quality, not demand. Story. The same force that decided which shoes became mythology in the 90s decides which samples become shoes today, and there's a second layer. Every leaked sample that never releases makes the whole line more valuable. Think about what a leak actually does. It shows 10 million people a shoe, lets them want it. The vault manufactures longing at zero cost. You can't sell out of a shoe that never drops. If the last few videos on this channel have taught anything, it's this. Jordan Brand's real product has never been shoes. It's wanting. One honest warning before the end, if this video has you tempted to go sample hunting. The sample market is the Wild West of this entire hobby. Most legitimate samples are size 9. Provenance is everything. A pair without a traceable history is a pair you should assume is fake, because this corner of the market has more counterfeits than any other. And the simplest rule of all, if a rare, unreleased sample is being offered to you easily, the ease is the red flag. Real vault pieces don't find you. You spend years finding them. So count what you've seen. 50 plus dead 11s, 30 plus dead 7s and dead 4s. A Carolina-blue 3, a Georgetown 11 built on the shot that started everything, a Kanye hybrid that could have rewritten the industry, a Drake 4 that died with a friendship, a wedding shoe with a date stitched inside. Every sneakerhead on earth is chasing the same released catalog. The same 3011s, the same raffles, the same resale listings. But the most exclusive Air Jordan collection in existence isn't in any collector's vault, any museum, any auction house. It's the line that almost existed. And Jordan Brand's greatest trick is that the shoes they never sold you do a job. The released ones can't. They keep you watching the door. A Georgetown low here, a resurrected sample there, an anniversary that needs a story. The rest will stay exactly where they are, almost yours, forever.